to another episode of Crave TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Chandler Baird. Today, Adam called me, wanted me to head out to Liberty Lake to visit Trailbreaker Cider Works. So we're gonna see what...
Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness, what are you doing up there?
Just picking apples.
Okay, you know this isn't an apple tree, right?
Well, what about these apples?
All right, let's head on in and see what Trent has in store for us.
Hi, I'm Adam Hegsted, chef and restaurateur in the Northwest. I'm all about the people because that's what hospitality is built on.
Hi, I'm Chandler Baird, local foodie and lifestyle influencer at Spokane Eats. I'm all about highlighting our local eateries and the communities that support them.
Crave TV is the telling of stories through visiting the places and restaurants, meeting the people who make it happen, and talking to the chefs who help create this amazing industry. This is Crave TV.
Hey there, I'm Trent. Welcome to Trailbreaker Cider.
How you doing?
Hi, thanks for having us. You have quite the facility. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. You guys want to check it out?
Yep, we want the grand tour.
All right, let's go on a tour.
Let's go.
So this is our main production room. We built this building and opened it in 2019 in July, but for the year and a half before that, we built this building ourselves. So it's a family-owned company. We started the company in 2012, and in 2016, we got notification that we needed to move. We were originally down in Pullman under a brand called Whiskey Barrel Cider, where we just did wholesale. So kegs to different bars and restaurants, cans on the grocery store shelves in that format. Did a lot of mobile canning at that time. The facility was very similar to this, but it was quite a bit smaller, and we only occupied part of the space. So we've really been a family-oriented place from the beginning. The restaurant side of this facility is very family-oriented. As you saw, the outside space has been very kid-friendly from the beginning. Kids can go anywhere in the facility, but this really represents our production area. And our production area begins and ends with apples. So everything we make is fresh with apples. We make all our own juice in-house to the extent that we can. And the apple press, which we'll talk about here in a minute, is kind of the heart and soul of this whole operation. But I describe to people, usually this facility is technically a licensed winery, as most cideries are in the United States. But in Washington, of course, we have access to beautiful apples year-round. So we can utilize that a little differently than a lot of cideries do. And what we typically say is this facility is half winery, half brewery. So instead of using grape juice to fill these 2,000-gallon fermentation tanks, or 60 barrels in the brewing world, we use apple juice that we make here instead of grape juice. So this press was really kind of the first major piece of equipment that we invested in. And
it looks expensive.
It is. So I grew up in Michigan, actually, and where I grew up, cider making was kind of like the common version of home brewing. All the farmers would have whiskey barrels in their basement. They would fill. They were very easy to get from like Kentucky or Tennessee, shipped up there. Apple juice was very easy to come by. They don't export as many apples in Michigan, but they have a lot of apple orchards and a lot of cider mills. So you could get unpasteurized juice to make your own home brew out of. And this company that we bought it from is actually based there. And funny story, the company retired by making building-size versions of this that were used as pre-treatment for sewer facilities. The exact same technology in a mini version turns out makes really good apple juice. So we clean it a little bit better than those, but same idea.
All right, so can we look more closely at the apples?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at some Cosmic Crisp.
Okay. And Cosmic Crisp are literally my favorite apple ever. So I'm so excited to hear you guys use them. You can just look at them and tell that
they're
incredible.
Apples.
Yeah.
So when we get apples, we have a saying around here, we make ugly apples delicious.
Yeah.
And you know, you can see little blemishes on a lot of these apples.
I was gonna ask about that. Yeah.
Most of the apples, when people grow them, they're budgeting for selling in grocery stores, restaurants if they're putting them on display, retail level sales. The next grade of apples,
they gotta be shiny.
Yeah, they need to be shiny. We sometimes get some of those apples. If a grocery store gets them, we get bins of apples with stickers already on them. They've been polished. But perhaps a grocery store buyer saw something they didn't like and they reclassified that apple. They might be too big, too small, little blemishes. They might have been hit with hail. Lots of reasons.
Fell off the tree, whatever.
Yep. And there's different grades. These are a pretty good grade of apple. We get grades just slightly lower than this sometimes. These Cosmic apples, because they're new, the limited supply, and our supplier is interested in having us do a lot of development with new products with these.
Okay.
So we're kind of getting a pretty good crop as we speak. These are
they
left
called
over.
seconds? Is that what
They do a second run cull.
Oh, okay.
CULL is what they call these apples.
Okay.
So they're
It's a juicing apple.
Yep, exactly.
Well, thank you so much. That was a fantastic tour. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking dry and crisp. I never do a tour without a pint in my hand. I want to make sure people know it's okay.
Well, it's supposed to be finished by the end of the tour, so.
Well, don't count on that.
Well, thank you so much. It was great. Now we're gonna go eat some food, maybe?
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Thanks, Trent.
Cheers. You're welcome. All right, guys, last year food. Thanks for joining me on the tour.
Thank you. My gosh.
thank you.
think we can put a dent in it?
I think we can. I didn't even know we had
can.
a full kitchen back there.
Yeah, full kitchen. We're very celiac friendly, gluten free, obviously. Other allergy friendly kitchen, gluten free fryer as well. So it not only is allergy free, but it's also really good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And such a great option here at Liberty Lake. So again, thanks for giving us the tour.
Yes, thank you.
And we're gonna head over to BocoPOP, check out what's going on over there.
Welcome back to Crave TV. We headed over to BocoPOP in Liberty Lake and met up with Stephen and Christian. We want to just learn about their business, learn what boba tea is, and find out all the details. Do you want to just give us like a quick recap about you guys, about BocoPOP, rebrand, all that?
Yeah, so we actually started off as The Well. I purchased The Well Coffee House and Eatery around July of last year. And I had this concept of opening a boba/coffee shop forever. Never really had the opportunity to do it. I did actually about 10 years ago try to open a coffee shop up. Didn't really work out. We just had to wait for a pandemic. And you know, The Well was a fantastic little small business in
Like well loved by the community.
Exactly. And what I thought was really cool about the concept was it already had coffee. Unfortunately, I obviously had a different idea of what I wanted to do, and so we did end up testing things out when we were The Well. So we tested out boba secretly, and this community has been absolutely amazing. And we finally got to reveal BocoPOP back in the end of December.
Why boba tea?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's really because it's something that me and Steve both grew up with. It's something that was super innate to us, something that really called back to our childhood.
Yeah. Well, and the timing's right. Like, timing's great. I mean, everybody's into boba tea right now. It's like being able to, you know, kind of be on the forefront of that and develop some, like, these are beautiful, but they're also delicious. So being able to develop some funky flavors and something a little more innovative. So that's cool.
So you guys said you both grew up on it. Where'd you grow up?
So I grew up, actually, I was born in Spokane, but I never really lived here. I grew up in Southern California and Seattle, primarily for most of my life. And Seattle was obviously big into boba culture. We had a boba shop right outside my high school that I used to go to all the time. And actually my fiance, Melinda, was the one that had really kind of like a huge fascination and a passion for bubble tea, and she tried out and made a few drinks at the house, and I was like, wow, these are amazing. And this, honestly, it was a little better than what I had growing up. So I was like, we gotta try this out.
Shout out to Melinda.
Shout out to Melinda.
Absolutely, the queen. Yeah. And I grew up in Glendora, California, and it was just something to do. You know, when you're 14, there's not much to do. So going to the boba shop and getting some tea, hanging out with your friends, playing some Uno, that was really the thing to do. So
that sounds like a great time.
Yeah, and that's what we hope to bring here to Liberty Lake.
So what makes boba tea different than regular tea?
So boba is really actually a drink category, common misconception is that like boba itself is like, you know, it's tapioca or like a drink maybe like similar to this, where boba is what the entire category is. So it's a ingredient at the bottom, we call it a topping, and that could be tapioca, lychee jelly, rainbow agar, popping boba, a whole variety of different toppings. And then it's the drink, and it can be a tea, or it could be a milk base, or it could be pretty much anything else.
Coffee.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, and so where do you guys get your tapioca balls? I've tried making them and it is incredibly difficult.
So what's crazy is we just had a distributor early on that I made a partnership with, and we experimented and we were able to use that type of tapioca. Our tapioca is actually sourced directly from Taiwan. Okay. And but there's been a boba crisis.
I've heard.
There's huge news coverage about one of the next shortages, and it just happened to be boba.
No.
And so we would proudly like to say that we have averted the crisis ourselves.
You guys piling them up in the back. You got
Don't open the closet door.
So it's been it was definitely difficult. It was kind of like it was one of those things, but you know, during this whole time, it's been a pandemic, and there's been so many different variables that a lot of business owners have just gotten these things thrown at them that they're not used to. And on top of us being new, we got something that wasn't necessarily like just a straight issue. It was kind of a curveball. But you know, it was many sleepless nights, and we may or may not have driven all the way around the country to get what we needed. But
Oh my
we
gosh.
did.
That's
Well,
great.
good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what it takes. I mean, that's like the
Exactly.
difference between, you know, thriving and just barely getting by. It's
Right.
like taking those extra steps. And I think the hospitality industry is really known for that. It's like being able to transition, you know, being able to like take that on and be like, we're already digging in it every day. So throw one more thing at me and I'll get it.
Yeah, you got to adapt.
Absolutely.
What are your favorite flavors?
Oof, easily gonna be the winter melon cheese top.
Oh yeah,
And
that's really
this
good.
one?
Yes, but
Okay.
specifically the combination with lychee and tapioca. So that's another
okay.
really cool thing, is that you can mix and match these different things, and popping in different teas. It's a lot of fun, and it makes it super unique, and it can be yours.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Well,
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Show us how it's done with
All
the
right,
poppage.
you guys got to see this. This is part of the cool part. Is just like jabbing this through.
Yep. Boom. Nicely done.
Shake it up.
Oh my gosh. Well, now we get to drink them all. So thank you guys so much
Thank you very
again.
much.
Oh, that's good.
We appreciate
I
you
did like
having
melted
us.
ice cream. That's incredibly good.
Tempting.
Up next, we're gonna go over to True Legends and go check out what they have going on over there.
Let's do it. Hi, I'm Chandler here with Chef Adam Hegsted from Crave TV, and today Adam's going to show us his Yolks Fresh Market tip of the week.
Okay, so this one I'm going to show you how to keep your greens fresher longer.
Okay.
So really, this could be done with herbs or cabbage or whole head lettuce. Really, you're just going to take that little bit of ends off. Like on celery, you would take just that little tiny brown part off.
Okay.
And what that's doing is exposing the roots a little bit, because what we want to do is keep this alive longer. So I've rinsed off.
Because that's what they say to do with flowers too.
Well, and that's what they sell them at the grocery store. Like
Yeah.
when, you know, the kale's kind of like lined up in a little bit of like, have a little foam and some water in the bottom. And that's so it like keeps it alive longer. And so I'm just going to take a paper towel, I'll dunk it in a little bit of water, and I'll just wrap the bottom of it. And this will keep it, I mean, you can have it in a bowl of water, you know, I can just put this whole thing in there, but not many people have that much room in their fridge to
Right.
put like a whole head of lettuce.
Right.
So this way you can lay it down. You can either just put it in a bowl or put it in a, you know, Ziploc bag or whatever, and then your greens will stay fresher and crisper even longer.
Wonderful. And then you just have to make sure the paper towel's damp.
Yeah, you just keep it
Throughout.
damp, and once you rinse the lettuce, it'll keep a little bit of that water on there and keep your towel a little bit wet.
Okay.
You just check it every like day or two to make sure it's still moist.
at True Legends Grill. Gonna go check out what they have going on in here.
Okay, I'm gonna meet some True Legends.
We're gonna go meet my old chef, Kyle Barbieri.
All right, let's go.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on?
Brought Chandler along with me.
Hi Chandler, how's it going? Welcome
Good.
to True Legends.
Thank you, thanks for having us. As much as I would like to stay here, I see some arcade games over there, so I think I'm gonna go check those out.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, y'all have fun.
All right.
All right, so let's get into cooking some pasta. I see you have some amazing sandwiches here. Those look crazy good.
We're known for our burgers, but today we're going to do a little a summer pasta that we've created.
Okay.
And
Don't worry, I have some trouble with burners and with blenders sometimes.
yeah.
Pretty much every show I have a blender blunder.
Yeah. But while this is warming up, we'll just go over this, our Southern fried chicken sandwich. This is the Zag Burger, and this is our famous burger Royale.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
what we're going to make today, we're going to go ahead and make the chicken margarita pasta.
Okay.
And so we're going to start with, we like to use Washington wines. So I'm using the linen Sauvignon Blanc. And we'll get that going.
We got classic margarita ingredients, basil, tomato.
And then the lemon juice.
Lemon juice, all right.
Let that warm up nicely. Because when you're cooking with the pastas, you gotta remember they're made with the flours. Of course you know this.
Yeah.
But then the flours turn into the thickening agent for it.
That kind of creates sauce for you.
Yeah. So we got our fresh Roma tomatoes. And the good thing about this pasta, when you make it in the summertime, there's way better flavor because these tomatoes are
Yeah, or you can use like heirloom cherries or cherry tomatoes or whatever, yeah.
And then we're doing some fresh basil that we actually grow here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, that's as local as it gets, and we know where it's coming from. Then we'll throw our chicken in.
Okay.
And then, of course, a little salt and pepper. And then the traditional garlic. Now, this recipe comes straight from family members of mine that live in Italy.
Oh, really?
This is what they love to eat all the time over there.
Yeah, well, it's like nice, light, and fresh.
Yeah, and that's one thing you'll notice when you have this, how light and fresh the meal is. It's not like a heavy pasta meal. So.
Well, and usually you don't get to cook it in front of the guests, so you don't get this set up out here.
Yeah,
right?
you don't get this. So then we're gonna add our pasta in there, and then we'll just go ahead and toss this around, mix it up. And what's happening now is like the reduced wine, you just have that nice grape flavors in there, and that's forming the sauce.
It smells really good.
With the lemon, all that.
Well, you can smell like the fresh basil too.
Yeah, fresh really basil. Good. Give it a nice little mix, and then it's just a quick.
That's super fast.
Simple dish right there. Hit a little Parmesan cheese with it.
Oh, I love that.
And there you go. There's your nice quick summer pasta dish.
Awesome, I love it. All right. All right, now we're gonna go, let's go eat this. Go hang out with Chandler.
Sure thing.
Hey.
Welcome back.
How was the video games?
They were awesome. I'm a pinball champion.
All right.
How was the
your name on the
cooking?
scoreboard there?
Yeah, you are, you are.
So we got some beautiful pasta you cooked up for us. A little
My gosh.
margarita, tomato and basil. Smell that?
Love that. Is this on your menu here?
This is on our menu.
Oh, great.
And we're into the season now where this is our fresh basil that we're actually growing here and picking, so.
How fancy. You can smell the basil. You can tell it's super fresh.
Yeah, we'd like to pair this dish with Northern Lights, the Big Juicy or the Cascade Fog. I mean, it seems to go really well with it for a nice summer meal. Really yeah.
Awesome. So tell us what's going on at True Legends. What's new?
What's new? We are busy and we need employees. You know, since everything's opened back up, people are wanting to come out to eat more, and we're still at the COVID numbers of employees. So, I mean, hiring's the real challenge right now.
Speaking of hiring, I was telling Chandler that one of my first jobs is with you and.
We gave Adam his start. He was a 16-year-old, 100-pound dishwasher.
Oh, look how far he's come.
Yeah, walked up to me one day and said, "Hey, I think I'd like to try cooking." And I was like, "I'll give you a shot."
I love that.
And look what happened.
Are you proud of what he's become?
I'm extremely proud because I'm one of the rare people that can say he worked for me.
It's true.
Well, and I did pretty much everything there. I did baking, I did prep, I did cooking, all kinds of
stuff. He did bake, he managed, he did everything, and the day he left was a sad day, but you know, we reunited down the road a couple times. Well, I mean, the big thing is the restaurants, they're really starting to come back and come back strong. And, you know, the ones that failed, I'm sorry they failed, but, you know, they maybe their heart wasn't into it or not, but it's a better eating atmosphere in Spokane right now. And Adam has a lot to do with the food culture that's going on right now from what he's done in the past 10 years. And the good thing now we're starting to see is there's a second generation of these new chefs coming along. So I talk to people around the country and they mention Spokane about a hotbed for food now. So we're eclipsing Seattle and Portland.
Well, totally. Well, okay, tell us about these burgers that are just like taunting us.
Oh, okay. This right here, this is our flagship burger. This is the Burger Royale. This is the one that started it all. Okay. And this is the Zag Burger, of course, named after a certain basketball team in town. We honor them.
I see some like fried onions, maybe.
There's we got the roast beef with some roasted garlic on there.
Oh, you got double beef.
Yeah, fresh mozzarella cheese, lettuce, tomato, and a nice peppercorn dressing. Okay. And this is our southern fried chicken sandwich with it's called Awesome Sauce. Okay. That's because it's awesome, but.
Really?
Some people have told us we have the best fried chicken in the Northwest.
It might have been my in-laws, but
could have been your in-laws.
They were confused, maybe.
Wow.
So here we do make our own barbecue sauce here. We call it
it's really good.
Yeah, it's a lake-style barbecue sauce because it's going to take you back to those days at the lake. So when you're eating at the wintertime, you're always going to remember, oh, it's a sweet and smoky sauce, just like a bonfire was going on. That's the thought behind it, and we sell a lot of it.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to try it.
Yeah,
you'll like it.
You'll like it a lot.
Well, thanks so much for having us, Kyle. It was great being here.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Bud, let's go through some dishes.
All right, I'm in.
All right, put them to work. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Crave TV. Join us next week on Fox 28.
So, how were the games?
They were awesome.
All
ping
right.
pong, or it's not ping pong. Start over. What's it called? I'm sorry.
Pinball.
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 Wow.